Good evening, guys. We got the Stall Talk crew back together. Today I got Mario and OG1 to talk to. Got a couple of funny topics that I want to discuss and flesh out. First one is going to be what would make you join a cult? What drastic situation would make you join a cult? And then the second one would be what is something you absolutely enjoy in life? Just something that makes you happy that's wonderful to you. Uh, Excluding children and significant others, those are too easy, I think. But we'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start off the what would make you join a cult thing. I think this one is actually pretty basic and easy for me. Say, we're a dystopian society and resources were just scarce, and this cult had the resources, kind of like Negan's cult in The Walking Dead. You just have someone that's a leader that you can follow, that you can, that knows what he's doing, that's helping you get those resources. Maybe they're not necessarily a good person, but hey, they're helping you survive in life. I think that's probably the only good reason to join a cult. Uh, Other people have been sucked into them for reasons just like someone's charismatic. That doesn't seem like a good reason to me. But they're helping you survive. I think that's pretty much the only good reason in my eyes. What do you guys think?
So in today's era, I'm pretty sure this kind of just depicts it as the person who has toilet paper.
The guy.
So I'm guessing you're gonna join if they got the TP.
Well, I have a Sam's Club membership, so I've been getting that myself.
You know what? Resources are definitely a good reason that you would. I mean, that's basically you got no choice left because, if you're out and about on your own, the chances of survival are going to be pretty rare because we're not the hunters and gatherers we used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, survival of the fittest is gonna be a pretty good reason why to join something like that.
Yeah, I don't think any of us would have made good Cro-Magnon men. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to
No,
string a bow and arrow. You know.
no, we're definitely softer men than our ancestors were. We had a similar conversation not too long ago when we were texting, and I had mentioned that I'd be go as far as lose all my morality and start taking people's lives just to survive. But those are funny things to kind of topics to bring up from time to time. But it gets kind of weird whenever the prospect of it becoming a reality,
Oh yeah.
increases.
I still remember this conversation with Mario, and Mario's result to this was he was actually gonna do it with a sword. He was gonna take what he needed from other people with a sword, not with a gun.
Yeah.
Mind you, he forgot to leave that out.
Yeah. Well,
Well, let's face it, guys. I don't have a gun. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not saying I'm against them or anything like that. People could do as they please as long as they get educated. But man, I just wish that we can go back to the manly days of skill. Let's revive the samurai era. Let's just do this, man. Let's fight for real. Like, and if you
see, I want to take it all the way
You
back.
lose a
Like,
hand, you lose a hand.
yeah.
Hey,
No, I just want to take it back to like you box. You box, you lose, you're good, you move on. You get to live. Like even these samurais cutting each other's heads off and stuff. That's taking it too far for me, man. Like let's.
But it's painless though. How many times do you see bullet wounds and people are just in sheer misery and pain? At least with the sword, I can just lob your head off clean.
I
Or if you're gangster like the Japanese and you dishonor yourself, you can just slit your gut.
and you're done. Okay. I don't know how that made me like think about people. You saying people in misery. I used to know this ER nurse that worked at a bar next to where I used to work, and she would talk about all the like injuries that came in. She's like, "Yeah, pretty much we're over gun wounds. If you come in and you get shot and you're whining, we're like, ah, just man up." I saw a little boy rip his leg off with his bike the other day. I'm like, dang.
That's
wow.
gangster.
Yeah, that was mean, man. Felt bad.
All right, but to get back to Jed's question, so my answer would be, what would it take for me to join a cult? And honestly, for me, it would be if this particular cult had all the women on the planet. Best believe I'm gonna join that cult too, because I ain't living this life without the ladies.
So we're gonna just break that down to the freaky sex cult. Freaky
If it
sex
ever
cult.
came down to one of those things, cults are funny because they're one of those things that they're just very unusual, but yet they have their followers and their rituals and their traditions, just like any other culture or tradition. But for whatever reason, they're just kind of outcasted. But I mean, I think for good reason too, because like you guys, like Jed was saying earlier, sometimes some of them are just people will join some of them just because they have interesting, charismatic leaders that some people are just attracted to. But it would take something incredibly extreme for me to join a cult, because I would have to identify as that cult, and I'm sure they would have some kind of weird, uniform and weird handshakes and all kinds of crazy shit associated with it.
Yeah. I like yours though, man. Maybe I need to adjust mine. Like, yeah, it's sex cult. Sure.
That definitely would bring me on board. I'd be like, motherfucker, I'm in.
I think they call them swingers clubs though, or something like that.
Well, swinger club, I think you have to have a partner already, and
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know how they feel about that single dude trying to just get in there.
Just join. Yeah. All right.
They're like, there's plenty of those out there. He has nothing to bring to the table.
Exactly.
Yours is pretty basic human necessity, man. I like it. All right.
Exactly.
I want to guess for Juan's. I'm gonna say all that Juan needs to join a cult is milk and cookies. That's it. They got milk and cookies. Juan's in.
I'm not Santa Claus, you asshole.
Bro, you look like Santa Claus. I'm sorry. I get confused.
I don't know. I mean, this is kind of weird because you guys already got like the two topics already. I'm like, God, what else is there left after you got those two things? Safety maybe. If they can provide safety in a dangerous place and whatnot there, I definitely choose that.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I mean, this is pretty relatable to like gang affiliation. Why do a lot of people join gangs?
That's true. Yeah,
That's true.
The brotherhood, they're like, hey, we got your back. All you got to do is hang out with us and beat up some other people with them, and you're safe.
And by the way, we got to number up to rank you in.
Yeah, but before we can protect you, we got to beat the crap out of you.
I'm like, listen, man, it all sounded real good, so that you got to hit me.
Yeah, until you got to beat me up. Oh my God, that reminds me of when we were in middle school and they joined. They had like a little gang or whatever. Remember that? They're like, we got to rank you in. I think all three of us were like, you're like, no, we can't do that because we don't want to get hit. So y'all have fun over there. Thanks though. Thanks for the offer.
Exactly, and hilariously enough, I witnessed a few of them, and I'm like, wow, that's bad. You must be bored out of your mind to want to be ranked into a game.
Right, to want to get beat up to be part of. No, I'm cool. I got other stuff to do. Actually, I make friends the normal way. I say, hi, how's it going?
Little slap of the hand and a little fist bump, keep it casual.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You don't got to get crazy and touch my face.
You don't got to. All right. I'm kind of surprised that none of us said something like religion. Like, I'm not like bagging on anyone's religion. I'm not calling it a cult, but I'm saying, so like we believe in the same kind of deity or something like that, and started a cult because we believed in this deity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's surprising.
I could see stuff going that way though, because right now with popular culture, there's this kind of emptiness going around. We really are trying to make a conscious awareness on feelings, on happiness and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's something we see, all of a sudden creep back up, and then we got some dude dressed up in a little red hood and some shiny shoes, and doing the whole outfit thing.
That's true, and people just starting to follow him and do whatever he says. Um, yeah, I agree, man. Like with the way things are going, it's not unthinkable to think that a new religion or a new cult could pop up and become super popular right now.
Right.
The whole outfit and everything. You guys are talking about the Pope, right?
I am.
Uh, we didn't want to, just hurt people's feelings like that one.
Oh, you you referred to me as Santa Claus. I thought we were freaking.
Uh, we're hurting your feelings. That's
Do you guys
that's
know the
always fine.
origins of Santa Claus? Have you guys heard one of the potential theories out there?
No, what? Go for it.
So this is a psychedelic note on Santa Claus. Supposedly in Scandinavian area back in the day, there used to be a shaman that would eat mushrooms, and he would go to. And the reason why this particular person would do this because these mushrooms were pretty poisonous, but they would have some tolerance built. So he would consume him. He would pee, save his pee, and people would drink his piss, so they can alter their consciousness. And this stuff was so potent that reindeers would follow him just to get some of that piss. And we're talking about an area that's covered in snow a good portion of the year, and a lot of these homes are built in a fashion that where you can't access the front door, you can go through the chimney.
Oh
Wow.
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 Yeah.
That's
Santa
interesting.
Claus has some interesting past.
Yeah, I mean, there's like other things that he's related to and things like that. I've never heard that one. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then back in the '60s, whatever, Coca-Cola just packaged him into the Santa Claus we all know and love now.
That's the best Santa Claus, man.
He kind of is.
All right. I think we got some pretty funny stuff out of that one. Um, the next topic that I had that I kind of want to talk about was um, what is something that makes you just happy? Like, what brings you joy in life? I think that's a pretty good topic to have right now. Just something that makes you happy.
All right. I go first on this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's pretty out there. I'm pretty sure you guys could guess right away just from knowing being around me. But cars is just that one thing that just lights my world up. Day after day, and different cars and the different things. From trucks and 4x4s to lowriders and them hopping and fast cars going really really quick and cars that go on dirt, cars that go on streets and everything. And even just driving, honestly, and how we would just help out Jesse and whatnot. And just love driving, just moving from here to there and doing this and that. Just the travel. The travel is actually a fun thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Driving is relaxing. It's fun. It's kind of meditating. Although I do have one pet peeve with cars. I'm not as big as of a car fan, obviously, than Juan, Jed, and Jesse. But my biggest pet peeve with cars that I just drives me ballistic is manual cars. Like the whole shifting culture. It's the stupidest, unmanliest thing ever. Like, just get in an automatic car. It's superior technology. It's better. Cut it out with standard cars. We know
You're
nobody
so
needs them.
uncultured, Mario.
I think it's because Mario never learned how to shift. And
I did. I actually drove a standard car during training school, and I was so upset because I thought that was what cars were, and then I got it into an automatic, and I was like, my God, this is the easiest thing I've ever done in my world. And I was like, driving school was fun, whatever. Driving around was cool. The classes were boring as hell, but I was like, man, driving standard sucks. Like you're actually learning a new skill, and then you get into an automatic, and you're like, what in the world? This is so much better.
I will have to give you this. Driving an automatic in traffic is so much better. I
Yeah.
I love my standard car every day until I was in traffic, and then I'm like, man, I need an automatic. And I didn't get an automatic vehicle until, I don't know, a couple years ago. Um, but every day I'm like, man, I love my standard car. Men drive standard cars. And then I'm in traffic like idiots drive standard cars. Idiots.
I believe that there is a time and a place for a standard car. Drag cars. The fact that you actually control the car and push the limits of what you think is best and whatnot. There, off roading. There's a lot of jeeps and stuff like that there that rock climbing and stuff like that that requires that attention to what gear you're in and how much you're gonna excel and whatnot there. That this like I can't say automatics better. But yeah, in the traffic part, definitely you're not gonna want to sit there and use the left leg out the window.
Left leg out the window. Juan, I don't think you should be driving, sir.
I've been driving a very long time, sir. Your left leg out the window is okay.
Oh,
That's Jesse. He'll do it with the
okay. I've driven with you a whole lot, man. I've never seen the left leg out the window. I must not have been paying attention. I'm kind of scared now, thinking about
But
it.
you have seen me drive across town while watching George Lopez.
That's true. One time we drove all the way across town. Juan was not looking at the road. He was just watching a video, and we made it. We didn't get in any accidents. I don't know if we caused any. Probably did.
We did not
But
cause any. I don't even think we even ran a red light.
I
how
think
do
he's thinking about Jesse Kobacher. So out of all four of us, Jesse Kobacher is by far the worst driver, and he loves driving standard. But that man has a hard time driving straight and speed limit. He's a maniac.
One time, do you remember, guys? He was like, I was telling him that I was babying my car, and he's like, I don't know why, man. You gotta race that thing. You gotta push it to the limit every day. And then literally 2 days later, he's like, I blew out my differential. Like, yeah, because you're pushing it to the limit every day.
And then he invites Juan over to change transmission like nothing,
No.
or Jet.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was Jim, man.
yeah. He lured me over with food. He was like, "Hey, man, got some breakfast. You want to come over hang out?" Like, of course I want breakfast. I want breakfast all the time. Yeah. Show up. He's like, "Before we can eat, though, we got to put the transmission back in that car." Like, what? Come on, man.
He's the biggest con artist.
He really is. He really is. And then, he had a dirt yard, freaking spiders in his car and crap. Like that freaking guy. All right.
Nice. Yeah,
Mario.
driving is definitely fun. I'll go next. I mean, for me, this one's an easy one too, but I gotta give a shout out to my daughter Emily. That's my pride and joy in life. But since we can't pick our children, I'm gonna say just being all overall creative. People that know me know that I love photography, love videography, I love writing, drawing. I'm gonna start learning how to play the guitar. Daniel Kingery is gonna be my teacher, so I'm pretty excited about that. There's something about just doing something with no real intent or goal at the end of it, just to do it just because. Like a lot of people get, it kind of sucks with the whole. Photography is really big in New Mexico. We got a lot of amazing artists, but they have these goals that you have to be intentional about your pictures, and they have to be perfect. And for me, it's just like, listen, man, let's just get it done because there's no such thing as perfection. Let's just enjoy the process. Let's have a great experience. And that's just my thing with creating. I just love creating. Creating is like the best thing in the world. Cooking, love getting in that kitchen and just creating something. Um, that just brings a lot of fun and joy out of life.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Your answers are always so philosophical, man, and like well thought out, and except for the sex cult thing, I guess that wasn't really too.
We had like 5 minutes to think this out. Joe, we didn't that up, well thought out.
That's true, but I don't know. But this answer, man, it was so good. It made me feel like, dang, Mario is an awesome guy. It's creating
I
stuff.
think the whole feeling with like accomplishment, when you get to creating something and whatnot there, and and art is, the big one there, people who draw, who make sculptures, who make, even food and, cooking's an art in a sense too, how you do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, even vehicles, working on vehicles, upgrading them. That
Yeah,
is all.
I love painting cars. I love making them and making them a little bit different from the original picture that you get from from the factory. And when out there, and expression. You have that ability to express everything. From our clothes down to what we drive to the house that you live in and how you paint your house and how you draw up your house and everything there. But when you're done, that feeling of accomplishment, I think, is a big one.
Yeah, I think that's what people always are going for in life, right? Is just having that feeling of I got something done or I left my mark. That's what people are doing when they're trying to be great at something, is like trying to leave their mark on society or on the world, just like knowing that they left something behind. So yeah, I think that drives a lot of people in this world. That's yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, 100%. That's the beauty with, like Juan was saying, it's a form of expression that you can't really, make it into a objective statement, but it's one of those things where it just feeds the soul.
There was some weird feedback there for a while. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I hear that choppiness.
Sorry, that was me. Incoming call.
Oh, I thought you were like mocking Mario or something. It's like that's pretty messed up. This guy's pouring out his heart and soul.
Yeah, but being creative is just the top thing for me, man. It just brings so much joy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with George Bernard Shaw. He's this Irish playwright, but he came out with this one quote that I saw it once and I could just never take it out of my head. And he said that you use a glass mirror to see your face, you use works of art to see your soul. And that just blew me away. And it's one of those things that just constantly just resonates with me.
Nice, nice. I like it, man. That was a pretty good answer. Um, mine, my personal one is cooking. I, I, and not just kind of any cooking. I love to barbecue. I just love to um, smoke food, like, just try to different recipes, different meat, different, kind of stuff. Just see what I could make, and always try to make it better. Like, I had once I started, I had a lot of success in making like really good food right away. But then I started with like different cuts of meats and stuff like that, and was like, man, this did not come out very good whatsoever. And just kept trying different recipes, different things like that. Um, Beef cheek, what they make barbacoa out of.
Yo,
That is like the hardest piece of meat that I have ever tried to work with. It is very hard to get right when you're smoking it. I know, like when you're slow cooking it's pretty easy. You just put it in a slow cooker and it's done. But to smoke it and make it come out good, yeah, that's very hard. So, um, and some people have trouble like just even making brisket is like the basic meat, right? Some people have trouble making that for some reason. It just came easily to me, but just trying to find different recipes. I do like to cook in the kitchen too, but I prefer to barbecue. I'm usually by myself when I do it. I'll read a book or listen to a podcast, something, drink a beer, and just it relaxes me. I like to share with people. I love getting that feedback of like, oh, this is delicious, or you could do this different, or whatever. There's just something about sharing that food too that really just makes me happy. You guys know I like to have barbecues at my house and stuff like that. So
I don't know what you're talking about, Jed. It's been a long time. What you don't like is sharing. Okay? We love the brisket. We love the meats. You need to quit holding out.
That's true, man. You know me and Juan ain't shy about eating meat, man. We'll go over there and tear the food up like savages.
I got to shout out to you, man. Thank you for giving me that good recipe on making my own brisket when I finally decided to do my own. And went out there, I was going in completely blind, and that was a big thing there on how to make it right and the whole process and enjoying the process of it. Going out there, that was fun. I enjoyed doing that even when I did mine and whatnot too, and I could definitely it definitely does take you away. It's a little hard for me on my end to kind of get to the starting process. Like, do I really want to cook? I just prefer it when she does, or But once you're doing it becomes fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. You have to plan it out when you're gonna be barbecuing something because it takes so long. You can't just be like last minute, like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm into it.
Yeah, or it just won't come out right, like you were saying earlier. Barbecue that's an incredible skill right there, and you can be very artistic with the way you go about your process. So that's the beauty with that, and then you get the reward at the end, obviously, with the food, and then sharing it is just a huge plus, man. I feel good on that 100%. I love sharing food. Putting smiles on other people, feeding them, giving them nutritious meals. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah, man.
I feel like we're talking about me 2 days ago because I completely did not think out making some ribs, and it was like so last minute of the night.
Oh yeah.
Next thing you know it, I'm like middle of midnight. Oh God, it's not done yet.
Yeah, ribs can take a long time.
Yeah.
And the good thing is though is that you went through that process and that experience, and now next time you go ahead and approach that, you're not gonna be doing that at midnight again. It's failure is the best teacher in the world, man.
It really is.
Oh yeah, man. Like with like pulled pork or pork butt, I start at midnight sometimes, so so that way it's done for lunch the next day.
Nice. You guys got to get you guys some sous vide, man. That's the best thing. That's one of the best things in my kitchen.
I've been
Because
wanting.
I just set a lot of these meats, perfect temperature, let them do their thing, and then when I'm ready to eat, I come to it. I'll put it on a pan, give it a quick sear. I'm having a good time after that, man.
I've been wanting to get one, man. You should
That's
send
best,
me.
man.
You send me which one you have so I can check it out.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a link with it. It's fucking awesome. I think I've had this guy for like 2 years now, and there's like no hints that it's gonna break down or anything like that. It's the best, one of the best investments you can do, especially if you don't want to be too hands on.
Yeah, I definitely like being hands on. I like my air fryer too, man. That thing's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got one, and that's what I did the other night, and I was like, oh, it's air fryer. It should be done in no time.
I love
Yeah, air fryers are really cool.
I love chicken wings in the air fryer, man. They come out so good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is, there's a lot of conventional ways of cooking certain things, but if you just do a different method, you'd be pretty surprised. Like, I used to be a firm believer the only way you can eat French fries is deep frying those bad boys, but I've been cooking them in the oven, and man, I get some crispy exterior fries with the softest, texture in the inside, and I'm like, man, I can never deep fry a French fry again. This is just a superior way of doing it.
Actually, we've had pretty good luck with the air fryer too doing French fries. They actually came out a lot better than I thought they would. At first, I was like,
Nice.
I don't know about this, but no, it came out pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
the whole reason why I bought the thing was because I cut the grease food out, and I'm like, French fries. I miss French fries so bad.
French
And
fries
it's
are
so
delicious,
easy.
man.
And they add them into everything, into every meal. And when I
Yeah.
and like, oh god, and I'm like, when am I gonna get fries again? So I had to go out and get one just for this purpose.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
That's good investment. Although, hey man, you know me. Just cut the vegetable oils out and use some tallow. It'll change your life, guys. You guys will slim down real quick.
You know what, buddy? Actually, I started using it this week.
Good man. That's important to me because I feel like for whatever reason, and fuck all the doctors that say that canola and all that garbage is heart healthy because they're fucking liars and they don't know what they're talking about. Get rid of those toxic vegetables, man. I'm on repeat with that shit until we're back on animal fats.
Yes, sir. Animal fats is where it's at.
It is, man. It's what we've been doing ancestrally, and all of a sudden, for us to come to a screeching halt and say that, listen, we created this canola oil for you. We extracted it with all kinds of chemicals. We pressed it. We altered it. We bleached it. This is better for you. Get the hell out of here with that.
True.
And it's only $2. Get the hell out of here with that.
Truth. Mario speaking truth on the podcast today. All right. Okay, guys. So, think we got through those. I wanted to bring up this right quick. It's MMA related. Khabib said, "Send me the location." You think he's coming back?
Dana White.
He tweeted that to Dana. He met with Lorenzo and then he tweeted Dana, "Send me location."
I'm really excited about that. So I'm still gonna treat it as he's retired in the 155 division. He's to move on, and we need to get a title shot. But if Khabib is willing to come back, first of all, who's gonna fight? Who does he want to fight? And all that good stuff. But man, I'm excited to see that guy. Maybe him seeing Islam inspired him that maybe he has one more or 10 more in him.
Yeah, maybe he has 5, maybe he has 3, whatever. But that excited me, man. I said before, only fight I want to see him with is GSP, but just him being out of the game, man, it feels incomplete. Like, I think he has a few good fights left in him. I don't know who do you want to see him fight though.
How old is Khabib?
32?
33?
32, 33, yeah. He's young.
Yeah, he's younger than us.
I say he definitely got a good 3 to 5 more years in him.
He does truly, and his reason for
There's a few people that are like
for a reason,
40s.
But,
Yeah, I don't know who I want to see him fight, but maybe Oliveira. I think that could be an interesting fight, man. Oliveira has a good ground game and has good stand-up. So I think that one could be interesting.
True. That would be the topic, especially if Poirier and McGregor do their trilogy, which it sounds like that's going to happen. There's a lot of money to be made in that fight, so Dana won't cancel that just to keep it. But yeah, him against Charles Oliveira will be amazing. Oliveira's on a good streak. I still think Khabib will maul him, but Oliveira's unorthodox. He likes to mix it up, so you can't really game plan for him. But does Khabib need a game plan when he could just fucking grab you and choke you out?
Yeah, I mean his game plan is the same, right? He's gonna impose his will on them. Like, he doesn't change his game plan for people. People have to change theirs for him. So I think he takes him down, chokes him out. Eventually, after beating him up for a few rounds. All right. Other one that came up, Gastelum and Whitaker. I think that's a pretty good fight right there.
It is. Both of them are looking a lot better than they were. They were both on pretty harsh slumps there for a little bit, unfortunately. But Whitaker has had back-to-back victories. Kind of unfortunate that he doesn't get a fight Viva La Vida Costa because our boy got the flu, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. I was really surprised Costa pulled out this early for the flu. I mean, I guess he knows his body better than what we do, right? So, but I think a decent fight came out of it. I have Whitaker. I think he's a little better all around. They're both pretty well-rounded, both pretty fast, both hit decently hard, good wrestling, good ground game. But I think Whitaker just does everything just a little bit better.
They're rated 1 and 2, right?
Oh, you mean Costa
1 and 2
and Whitaker?
top contenders for this division?
Yeah, those two were.
Yes.
I don't know where Gastelum is ranked. Top 10 probably.
Yeah, he might be in the top 10. 185 is kind of interesting just because nobody's really managed to get a massive streak like you see at some of the other weight divisions, but that's because these guys are on that level where they hit fucking hard. You know, when you make the jump from 170 and then once you're up at 185, 205 heavyweight, these are men, and these guys, anybody has knockout power. And some of them, like Gaslam, are a little ahead of others, but I think Whitaker's still a much more rounded fighter than Gaslam. So I would go with Whitaker. Plus, I have a soft spot for Whitaker, man. That guy's a man.
He's all heart, man. Like he had those two wars with Romero, and then he got hurt and came back, and he didn't like try to take an easy fight. He went straight to fighting Izzy, man, who's as we all know now is a monster, right? So I think he deserves his title shot. They're putting him through a lot to get it though, but um, still he's giving us a good fight here, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Agree. Yeah, no. Robert Whitaker he's a good dude. He didn't hold the belt for that long, but man, the 185 is tough to hold it for any length of time. And Stylebender just that guy's good at 185. But now that he finally got his first loss at 205, we'll see how he comes back and reacts.
Yeah, this weight class is always transitioning, is always moving and whatnot there, and with Adesanya doing what he's doing, there, and I think he should just relinquish that belt and just let him and go in for it next and have them go for him. Maybe Costa and him later on. I think Whitaker will probably end up ending the belt, and Costa maybe goes back and challenges for it.
You think Izzy should give up the belt and just stay at 205?
I think he needs a challenge. Once again, remember I was talking about last podcast was people like to see fights, people like to see the challenge, people like to see the fight, the dog in the fight and everything too. If you see Adesanya just continue at 185 and not really a good contender towards it there, then what's the point of watching the fight after all? We like to see heroes fall. We like to see underdogs make it and get out there and do what they do.
So true. No, I agree. I think I hope he stays at 205, but I don't know. We'll see. He would definitely be more challenged, and he would earn a lot of people's respect there. But
yeah,
he does.
I would definitely have more respect for him there. Doing what he does in transitioning. The same thing with John Jones. In his transition and we're doing too. Is we already know he's the GOAT in the light heavyweight. We're not there. But what's the point there? Let's push the level. The human body is just incredible in pushing the limits, and most people don't even push it to the limits that these guys do. But we want to see them even push it again and again.
Juan with the hot take is he needs to just stay out of 185. I think he's a little too small for 205, man. I just think he's gonna run.
He looked small. He really did look small when he was fighting Jan and went out there. Once again, this guy needs to put on some weight. You need to sit there at 215 or whatever and cut down to that 205 and fill in that spot. And went out there. I guarantee you that if Izzy was that much of a bigger guy, he would have won that fight. That he would have been able to push around Jan a little more the way he needed have, or he would have had more power in his hits the way he should have in order to actually compete that fight a lot better.
Interesting. I never really thought.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, the thing to take into account is he's naturally walking around 205, and he cuts down to 185 when he did the 205 fight. I mean, he really didn't bulk up or anything like that at all. So it's a good point that Juan points out there that he didn't necessarily get stronger at 205, but he fought somebody significantly stronger than he was fighting before.
Yeah.
You're comfortable when you're sitting there and you don't have to cut down to that weight, but your body type is a little different when you're sitting there having to just slim down a little bit just to make that weight class and whatnot there. Just from our previous experience and having to cut weight for wrestling.
Yeah. I don't think Izzy's game was ever really power though. It's more like precision and like high level striking. You know what I mean? It's like precision and speed is was his
That
thing.
that's what the nickname goes for, man. Style bender. He has that style. How he hits, and how he comes in and out. He reminds me of like a little John Jones Jr.
I see him more like Anderson Silva than Jones, but that's just my take. Um, so the next pay per view coming up, we got Francis fighting Stipe. Who do you guys think is gonna win that one?
Miocic.
Yeah, I got Miocic.
You're going with Stipe?
I'm going with Stipe.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with Stipe too, honestly. Francis Ngannou is man, that guy's a scary ass monster, but man, I don't know. Stipe after he beat DC, he just became real to me, man.
yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna go like the first fight. Stipe is gonna have the right game plan, gonna take him down at the right times, gonna punch him and stand up at the right times. He fought a good fight the first time, and I think he fights a good fight the next time. All right,
Yeah.
we're all in agreement on that one. That one was pretty easy. What about Volkanovski and Ortega? Who do you guys got?
Let me go first in this one. So Ortega, for me, was a strange guy because I felt like he was a bully. He was picking on people. Do you guys remember the fight leading up to him and Korean Zombie? He smacked
He's
that Korean pop star in the bathroom. And I was like, man, Brian Ortega's a bully. He sucks. I don't like him. Max Holloway beat the crap out of him. But he came back, and that dude just looks sharp. He looks rejuvenated. He went bald. I think he'll beat both Volkanovski, and then him and Holloway will have a rematch for the title.
Yeah, his time off, he got hurt or whatever, and then he took a lot of time off, and he went and trained, and it seemed like he focused a lot on stand up. It seemed like his game just really improved in that time off, because I thought Zombie was gonna have the better stand up, and he was gonna have to take him down. I thought he was gonna have to shoot a lot and try to wear Zombie out to beat him. But his stand up looked sharp that whole fight, and we all know Zombie has good stand up, so he's interesting to me. Um, his stand up looked decent when he fought Ortega, but he didn't have the gas tank to keep up with him. Right? That's Ortega's thing, is he wears people down, and he beats him up. But his stand up looked kind of on like a different level. Um, I don't. Everyone knows I don't like Volkanovski, um, but I think his stand up might just be a little bit better. He throws a lot of kicks, he throws a lot of volume. He kind of like gets people to like stop like and look at him. Just like the when he fought Aldo. Aldo didn't throw like as much as he normally does. He stopped and like watched him. I'm not sure exactly how he does it with his stand up, but he even kind of did it to Ortega in the first fight. He kind of got him to stop and look, and I think do that to um, he'll do that in this fight also. So I think I'm gonna go with Volkanovski. Um, and I kept referring to Ortega. I meant Holloway.
Holloway.
So yeah, sorry about that. I meant Holloway when I was there, but I think you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. I think Volkanovski takes this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the champ. I'm gonna go with Volkanovski.
Yeah, I, I think it's gonna be a good fight though. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, I don't see either one. They'll go the distance. I honestly.
Yeah. This fight, the next one that I want to talk about, Woodley and Luque. Um, Luque, man, that guy is exciting. He puts on a fight every time. I'm excited. I really want to see if he can make Woodley fight, because Woodley, he does that stand and stare at you, throw like one punch, kind of like
Tyron Woodley's been looking awful lately, man. I feel like this is just a setup fight just to see if Woodley is gonna even keep going at all after this. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for sure. But honestly, I mean, it'd be nice to see Tyler Woodley get a little bit of fire back into him. He's just looked terrible the last couple of fights.
Yeah, I agree. He just kind of seemed like he aged quickly, right? Like he just went from
Mm-hmm.
being the best, like he knocked Darren Till the heck out, and then the next fight, Usman out wrestled him. Then Burns put it on him. It's just like and then Covington beat him, right? Did he fight Kobe Covington?
Yep.
Yeah. So and then he beat him.
Yeah, Kobe Covington destroyed him.
Yeah, all three of his losses weren't very close. He got beat up like pretty bad every time. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it's like the level of competition or if he dropped that far off because he really seemed like to age. Like he seemed gassed against Burns. He didn't seem like he had anything left. It was just and it happened quick. I think this is probably a good fight to measure where he's at because Luque is not like top tier yet, right? He's still up and coming. Um, so I think this is a good like might be a good breakout fight for Luque because he hits hard. He's always throwing. He has good jiu-jitsu. So I'm gonna go Luque just because he seems to be on the way up and Woodley on the way down.
Yeah, I would agree. Luke, I mean, uh, Wonder Boy beat him. I think that was his last loss, but I think he's going to end up beating Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, Wonder Boy's stand up is on just on another level. When he fights someone that's mainly stand up, that's when he shines, and that's what
Yeah,
he.
that karate that he does, or whatever it is, that crazy ass jumping back and forth thing, man, it's nuts.
Yeah. Who do you got, Juan?
Yeah, I got Luque too. I mean, looking at Woodley's age already and whatnot there, back to what we were saying earlier, and he's already almost 40, so yeah, there's a good chance that he's already showing that there and whatnot there. This sport's rough on you, especially on your body. He's not gonna go very well.
All right. Um, Next fight here, the last one I want to talk about on this card, O'Malley and Thomas Almeida. Um, I think they are serving up O'Malley a win here. The UFC thinks he's going to be a star, and they want him to look good. Almeida's kind of on a little bit of a losing streak. I think they're serving him up a win.
Yeah, they definitely are, especially after O'Malley coming off that loss to Marlon Vera. That was a shocker to me because I kind of got on that Sean O'Malley bandwagon fan because he's a weird character, and I was like, oh man, this guy is exciting. He's cool. He's super lengthy, weirdo with crazy hair, and I was like, and then he just got obliterated his last fight.
Yeah, he has kind of unorthodox, unique, exciting striking, right? He doesn't look like a power puncher, but he knocks people out cold when he hits them. But when he came up, to a guy that was pretty durable, he kind of crumbled a little bit there. So I think they want to put that hype train back on the tracks. They want to get it going again. So I think he knocks out Almeida.
Agree.
I'm
Juan?
gonna go for the underdog on this one here.
Oh yeah, you want to go with Almeida?
Yeah,
How do you think he wins it?
we might just go to decision here. Let's just go for heart.
Let's just go for hard, huh? Um, I don't know. Almeida has he's knocked out like 80% of his wins or something like that. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, he was on a good streak there for a bit back in the day. Actually, I remember him like in 2015 ish. He was one of those dudes that was just knocking everybody out or getting knocked out himself. But I think he used to fight at 145 though, right? And this is a 135 fight.
I don't know if he fought at 145. I know Yeah, most of his stuff that I saw was 35, but I know he's like
Okay.
on a 3 fight skid.
Yeah,
But
that's right. Because yeah.
yeah, so I think they're trying to get him, you know, get O'Malley some hype again because Garbrandt knocked out Almeida and then he got knocked out by Rob Font. So I just think he's gonna get knocked out too. But
I can definitely see that.
he hits pretty hard. Like he has quite a few KOs on his record. So Juan might be right. Maybe he catches him.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting card, man. There's a lot of really good stuff going on right there, man. The nice thing with this card here on March 27th is that there's a lot of setup for a lot of future fights too. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think if Stipe wins, him and Jones. If Francis wins, him and Jones. I think whoever.
yeah, and that's the big one. It's like who's gonna face off John Jones? You know that. Let's get John Jones back into a fight, man.
Yeah, he needs to fight before he does something crazy. When
Yeah,
he is.
exactly. I don't want
Before he gets expelled again.
Naked.
Yeah, exactly. When that man has free time, he starts doing crazy stuff. So let's get him a fight. I want to see it, man. I wouldn't mind him having like a #1 contender fight with Black Beast.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That would be a good fight right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Derek Lewis. Did you guys hear the Joe Rogan episode with him and Derek Lewis?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
It was actually really, really good. Derek Lewis is a pretty thoughtful guy. He actually had a rough growing up, and it's kind of nice that he's gotten himself to the level that he's at now. And he's actually a humongous car person. Like he owns some exotic cars, and then his pride and joy too are his kids. You know, he says that he loves getting home. He don't care, what kind of day putting at the gym, but his kids will, just go show him stuff that they made, and he's just like, damn, I got to work harder, kind of guy.
Oh yeah, man. Kids make a huge difference in your life. Like I know when I'm having a crappy day and I see my daughter, man, it just turns it around, dude. Like that big smile when she sees me or when she waves hello. Actually, she'll say bye, but she waves hello. Um, it just makes all the difference, man. Makes me happy. So I can definitely see how that would motivate a fighter.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's a funny dude too, man. He has some funny
he's
stuff.
hilarious, man.
Oh yeah. And he said he's down to fight Jones, so it's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they can
of
make it
course,
happen.
he'll make a lot of money out of it. So
Oh yeah. Jones is a money fight, right? He's a big draw.
And Black Beast is just fun to watch fight too. And this shit he says and whatnot, I mean, he's an entertainer.
he is an entertainer.
He really is, and that's why he's getting a good following now, man. I'm happy for a guy like that who seems like a nice guy, who, like you said, is a thoughtful man, a family man. Just
Yeah,
having a good
Not
following.
arrogant, humble.
Exactly.
who would you guys rather fight, Black Beast or John Jones?
Oh God. Why would you put that
Oh
on us?
man,
Put that evil on us.
that's a hard one, man. I think, honestly, I think Black Beast, and here's my reasoning. It's gonna be a one punch KO. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah,
I think that dude has some heavier hands than Jones does, but Jones has that technicality where he knows how to like dodge and move and go in and out and whatnot there.
yeah. Jones is gonna punish you, man. He's gonna take you down and elbow your face into oblivion.
Yeah, I don't want to get punished.
I don't want elbows. You know what? Talking about the elbows, I'm gonna go with Black Beast. Just knock me out, like Jed said.
No, I would have to agree too, man. Just like Jed said, John Jones will punish the shit out of you. Jones plays with his food. He's on a different level than these guys. These guys are all trained savages, but John Jones is just better than all of them.
Yeah, and I just don't want to get punished, man. Just get me out of there. Give me my money so I can cry in it.
Right?
All right, guys. That's what I had for this podcast. You guys have anything?
No, that should be it.
Yeah, good. It was fun.
Awesome. It's fun talking to you guys tonight, man. All right. we'll end it there. And until next time.
Until next time.
Cheers.